my name is Emily, if you're new here, which I guess you all are because this is my first video. Today, I'm going to be splitting up this big baby Frydek because it's way too big for the pot it's in. The amount of them is just, it's getting bad. She's starting to put out smaller leaves than her previous ones, which means that she's getting kind of root bound. So we're gonna get it, split some of the babies off, and then I'm either gonna put it back in here or I'm gonna see if I have a bigger pot. I don't know that I do. So if I don't, it'll just go back in here. But I'm gonna try to split, I don't know, 5 of the babies off. I don't know exactly how many there are. There's between like 6 and 7, not including like the main plant. So yeah, we're gonna get started. Sorry, my face was behind that. It's kind of a large plant. And yeah, so I live in an apartment currently, which means I don't have anywhere to repot except my living room, because I think my roommate would like kill me if I started potting things in the kitchen, which I can see. I totally understand that. I don't want dirt on the table or on the, well, the entire table is covered in plants, but you know, the counter where we eat and make food does not seem, whew, that was getting stuck, does not seem like necessarily the best place in the world to repot a plant. Also, roots. Wow. I split 2 or 3 of the babies off a couple months ago, and I guess it just got completely huge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start by trying to remove as much soil as possible and putting it all in here, because I'm gonna reuse this soil because when I repotted it like 2 months ago, it was still fresh and I fertilized it. So it's still got nutrients in it. This is just so many roots. This thing's heavy. I'm getting dirt all over myself and all over my floor. Oh well. But yeah, I found this at a local plant shop in a gallon pot, which was super lucky. When I got it, it had, I think it had a similar amount of babies as it does now. And also look, wow, okay. I can't even get that leaf to show because it's got a leaf that variegated, which makes it a true Frydek, because I can't pronounce the name of what this is actually called. I know it starts with an M. I know it's not technically a Frydek, but that is the common name for it for some reason. And yeah, so I'm just gonna be undoing this. I'll use some new soil in it as well because it needs it. It needs a little refresh because this is kind of a crazy amount of roots. I'm just gonna have to vacuum. Whatever. This is why I did not vacuum or put on, like, I'm just gonna change after class, and then I decided that I'm just gonna get soil all over myself, and then I'm going to my friend's later to help her split up some calatheas, which I also might film, and repot some of her plants. So there is literally no use in me changing before that because plants are dirty, if you didn't know. So we're just gonna go in here. I've gotta be careful because quite a few of these are putting out new leaves currently. So I'm trying not to like murder the new leaves because I would like them to continue, because a few of these guys are gonna go to some new homes with new parents in the next week or 2, because I don't need 8 Frydeks. I think I'm gonna keep 2 or 3, because I'm pretty sure I'm keeping the variegated one. There was someone interested in it, but then they did not end up wanting it because the variegation isn't stable enough on it, which I totally understand. I was hoping that it would like fully variegate and become just such a pretty plant. And yes, there are some dead leaves because there's new leaves coming up, so the plant tends to sacrifice some of its older leaves to the development of new ones. So it stops putting energy into keeping all of its leaves healthy. So most of the ones in this actually keep about 3 leaves on this specific one, where I know a lot of people have had trouble getting theirs to go above 3. I'm still working on it. I think splitting off all of the babies and giving it some more room, because this is kind of freaking ridiculous, will help it. That's what I've heard, at least, is once like a single one is able to make a good enough root system on like its own, instead of being tangled in with so many others fighting for space, even though they're technically all connected still. Like, none of these have been removed from the mother plant and put back in. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy. But since it's been putting energy into all, like, I think there's, okay, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 plants in here, which is a lot. And yeah, I don't really know what much else to say, as I'm trying to just get these roots untangled, because it's gonna take a minute. The last time that I did this, I think it took me a solid 45 minutes of just sitting and working at the roots to get them to the point where I could, number 1, remove some, number 2, had enough soil off of them that it wasn't just gonna be plopping it back. I mean, it's in the same pot I got it in, which I should have upped it immediately. It might have to go back in there today, and I'll add in a clip later of putting it in a larger pot, just because, like, this is a trash can, and I should have poked holes in it and just used it. But I did not think about that, really, until now. And it's, like, full of potting soil, so, plant. I'm just hiding in the plants today. Almost every single plant is in my living room here. You can't see a ton of them from here. You can see like my little Sansevieria and almost the ZZ. And there's a variegated Alocasia odora behind me, plus a couple of my little TV stand plants, which I can't quite fill up because there's a sound bar there that isn't hung up, and it will not work if I put a bunch of plants in front of it, which is sad because I would like to put more plants there. And then over to my right, there's a cart. I'll have to show you guys that at some point. And yeah, so I have about 60 plants, 10 of which are philodendrons, I believe, 10 of which are sansevierias, quite a few peperomias, epipremnum varieties, scindapsus. I have 3 different four scindapsus. Yeah, I have quite a few plants for just starting this a few months ago. A couple rare plants, one of which I've only seen a couple other people have. It's a fairly uncommon one, especially to find it in the size that I found it in. And then I have, well, there's currently 2 philodendron atabapoenses on my middle table because I bought 3 of them wholesale. So one of those 2 is going to its new family soon, and I keep the other, which is super fun because that means I got them at a discount, and you know, college is expensive. So, and I don't work currently during the school year, and I didn't work over the summer because I had a surgery. So I'm just out here attempting to have a bunch of plants with not very much money, because I'm trying not to spend everything I have on plants, because that's what my brain wants me to do. So I got quite a bit of this soil and excess little roots that were kind of there off. And I'm about to attempt to break one off. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to yet or not, or if I'm gonna have to keep kind of playing with it to see if it still, because this one still feels like it's pretty dang attached. There we go, okay. It's always scary. Well, here's one. Roots. You can see the little scar from where it got pulled off of the mother plant. So that's pretty nifty. So who else is getting the boot today? I don't think, actually we can take this one off. I want to give it enough room in here because I also found like 6 little bulbs. Oh shoot. Well, I'm probably gonna put this one on water because yeah, that's not super fun, but it's fine. I think I'm just taking those 3. So I lied, not 5 or 6. So this one I'm actually gonna put in water because there's enough of like the tuber stalk that it should produce some roots if I just like stick it in a little cup. So I'm gonna try that because I had to do that with this baby whenever she got here. I'm just gonna take some of these little cups that I got here and I'm gonna stir up the little bit of soil that I have. And I'll take a couple of handfuls and put it in each. And then I'm gonna take them and I'll just, since these aren't gonna stay with me forever and these are like temporary potting solutions, because I don't currently have any nursery pots that would fit them well, I'll just stick them in here, give them some soil. I mean, it's got a bunch of roots in the soil, which is not like great, but won't hurt them to stay in this for a week because they've been living in it for months. And it's honestly gonna be better for them to be separated because the ones I had separated before were already starting to put out babies of their own by the time they went to a new home less than a month later. So that was pretty neat. I had sent her pictures. I was like, oh my goodness, like, look, your babies are making babies. Okay, that leaf is not ready to come off. So we're just gonna leave it because I like to leave them until I can't, basically. With these guys, like I'll probably end up cutting it, but the first one that I removed earlier, they get to a point where they're weak enough that I can just pluck them off. Because, yeah, I don't know why they do that, but they do. These guys are all in like the basically can support 2 leaf stage, which is fine. They'll probably be in this till next summer or whenever they get established in their own pots. It was just that the pot that they were in was limiting them so much. And I don't currently have a larger pot. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to put it back in the little pot for now until I can go get a bigger pot. not putting it back in the same pot it's in. And this is just like the general mix I use for my aeroids. It's got potting mix, a lot of perlite, some leca beads because I had a bunch, and then an orchid bark mix. So it's got fir bark, horticulture charcoal, and then like big perlite. That should be enough. I just bopped another one of the babies. Oh, I'm a horrible mother. But I'll just see. Well, apparently there's a giant root there too. I'm just wrecking this thing right now. So we're getting close to the end. I'm gonna bop some of the babies in, you know? This guy. And one more. I'm arranging them. And then I'm gonna bop the sides and add just like 2 or 3 more scoops. Not really sure yet. I think only one more. I think it should be fine. She looks so small now compared to before, but that is a-okay because she will get big, and this will let this like main stalk that's in here, like, I mean, she's thick with 3 C's. Like that'll let this part actually become bigger because the last leaf and the one before it are very close to the same size. So that's how I could tell she really needed repotted, because before it would be like a difference of a couple inches per leaf, and that time it was barely any different. So I was like, oh no, someone needs a new pot. So yeah, she did not get a new pot, but she had some of her children removed, so hopefully that helps. But yeah, that's about all I have for right now. I'll do another video where I repot her, my Monstera deliciosa, because that needs a bigger pot, and I think my Scindapsus pictus exotica. Those 3 all really are in need of repotting at this point. And yeah, so I guess I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. I can't believe I just did that. Ah. Oh, Dylan's about to come home and he's gonna be so mad. There's such a mess on the floor.